MP Caroline Lucas.
Well, thank you so much. I just want to say it's brilliant to see you here. And as ever, there's a much better quality of debate going on out here than there is in the Palace of Westminster. You have called for a people's budget, and this Chancellor has failed you. As has the microphone. Okay, marvellous. I was just saying that this budget has failed you. You will know, or you will see that yet again we have another budget that punishes the poor and drives us ever faster to environmental destruction. And I just want to focus a few moments on two things. The first is the so-called cap on welfare spending. You know, when are they going to say that actually welfare is not something that we have to be ashamed of? It's actually something that is based on need. When people have actually paid into a system, when they get ill, when they get sick, when their employers don't pay them enough, then they need support, and we should be absolutely standing up and saying that that is right, rather than somehow pretending that it is people on welfare who are responsible for the budget deficit. How dare this Chancellor try to pretend that it is the poorest who are responsible for the deficit which was caused by the bankers, by the rich people, not by those who are most vulnerable. And we are here to say loudly and clearly that we will not stand for the punishment being meted out to the poor. That the people that should be punished are the people who got us into this problem in the first place, and that is the richer people, the bankers, the government, and it's not people on welfare, people who desperately need support, people with disabilities, for example. The way in which people come to my surgeries who are feeling so hounded by the press and hounded by a government rhetoric which tries to make it sound as if they are the guilty ones. We're here to say the guilty ones are the bankers who got us into this problem, not people on welfare. But I just wanted to say a few words as well about this famous greenest government ever. I mean, that is a hollow laugh. I don't know if you heard the Chancellor saying how proudly he was going to be giving tax breaks to ensure that we get the last possible drop of oil out of the ground. You know, we have scientists who are saying really clearly that we need to leave 80% of known fossil fuel reserves in the ground if we're to have any hope of avoiding dangerous climate change. So here we have an incredibly reckless government that is driving us to yet more environmental destruction, and ignoring the fact that investment in green energy and energy efficiency and renewables is not only good for the environment, it not only gets people's fuel bills down, it gets emissions down as well. It creates millions of jobs. It actually is the way out of the deficit. And so when the Chancellor makes it sound as if we can't afford green policies, we need to say really clearly that we can't afford not to have green policies. I just want to thank you again. I've got to get back down to Brighton, but it's brilliant to see you all here, and believe me that your message will be the one that is finally heard, because we have the truth on our side, we have the people on our side, we have the people's budget on our side, we have all of those positive policies around a living wage, around building more council homes, about saying that people who are the poorest are the ones who need our support. These are the policies that will resonate with people out there, and I want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you.